All right, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are back with another free-to-play mystery shard only video. So, today we are going to be doing a fan request. Yeah, a viewer requested, how do I level up my 6-star heroes? Well, now you're going to see. I honestly wish that this question was brought up a little bit earlier because I actually spent the whole day yesterday getting my Master Butcher to 6-star. So, I could have done this already. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'm going to at least show you the process and how I personally go about doing it. So before we get into like the heroes and how we get stuff, the main thing to know is you need a campaign farmer. That's the first thing you're going to want to do. Now, my campaign farmers are not set up specifically for campaign farming, so you will eventually want someone who can be set up this like the right way. Now, mine are kind of half-assed. Now, in the beginning, you're only going to have Kale. All right. Your campaign farmer will optimally want a few things. You're going to want lifesteal. All right. The reason you want lifesteal is because you want your hero to stay alive. If they're going to get hit, maybe, then you want them to stay alive. The other thing is that once you build them the right way and they're stronger, you won't need lifesteal because you're just going to kill stuff and the waves won't matter. Now, Kale can work. He has skills that will hit the entire enemy. Usually he'll kill one wave with this. Sometimes he'll kill an entire wave with his A3. It just depends on how strong you've got him. But obviously, his A1 isn't going to do anything. So he's not perfect for campaign farming. He's just good at it because he can reset his cooldowns. Now, optimally on a campaign farmer, you're going to want an attack chest. Obviously, my Kale is defensive right now, so he's used for other things. He's not used for campaign farming anymore. When I did have him in campaign farm gear, he did have an attack chest. That is the best option. You want your campaign farmer to do tons of damage and have tons of lifesteal. That's the main thing. Those are the two important things. The other important thing is speed. My campaign farmers suck as far as speed. I'm actually looking to get their speed upgraded now, so I will be farming the dragon to get speed gear and or lifesteal gear to make my campaign farmer just that much better. Now, my Kale is the slowest person that could possibly be. He's only 180. You're going to want your campaign farmer to be somewhere between 200 and 250. Why? Because you want them to get more turns than the enemies they're fighting. I believe 200 is the cap. I don't remember exactly. But either way, because you're mostly going to be farming stage 12-3 in brutal. Like that's basically it. It's the best bang for your buck. Nightmare's a little crazy. You probably aren't going to be farming there for exp, but if you are, then I'm proud of you. So you're going to want your speed up. You're going to want your damage as high as possible. So you're going to want crit rate on whatever your campaign farmer is, and you're going to want crit damage, as much crit damage as possible. Accuracy, resist. The point here is you kill things before they attack you. So honestly, if you're going to build a campaign farmer, you could literally just build. This is for later. In the beginning, you're going to have to use who you have, but for later, you could literally just stack as much attack and as much crit and crit damage as you possibly can, and almost nothing else will matter. And that's it. Because you're not trying to stun them, you're trying to kill them in one hit. And these enemies aren't exactly hard comparative to what you will be facing later on, so it doesn't really matter so much. So attack, crit rate, crit damage, that's the important stuff. Masteries. Now, my Kale is now set up for something completely different. All right. You're going to want to have as much of the accuracy as you can, just because more than likely you're going to want him to hit things. This also gives you like more debuffs and stuff, and mostly the reset cooldown is where it's important. But over here is where you're going to see the biggest change for a campaign farmer. All right. You want to increase speed by 6%, by 6 for every enemy killed by this champion. Why do you do this? Because guess what your campaign farmer does? They kill things. So as soon as they kill things, they're going to get a speed boost and be able to get their turn again. So that's important. Then you move into 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn if damage inflicted by a skill exceeds 30%. The goal here is to exceed 100%. However, in the beginning, you may only kill 1 or 2 or maybe 3 of the the enemies, and there'll be 1 left. So you're going to want this as one of your masteries because then he can reset his skill as soon as he uses it, because more than likely you're always going to be doing 30% of the target's max HP. If you're not, then you probably shouldn't have that hero as your campaign farmer. Just saying. All right, so increases damage inflicted to targets. We don't care about that because we're just looking for damage. Places a shield buff on this champion when he kills an enemy except bosses. This is perfect for campaign farming. Every time you kill something, you're going to get a shield. So if something does happen to get an attack off, they're not going to do anything to you. They're just going to hit the shield. This was really helpful for me early game. I'd say later on, probably not so much, but either way, it's good to have as your campaign farmer. All right. And then you could go War Master, you could go Helm Smasher. Honestly, I haven't seen a difference in campaign farming from these two. It really just depends on if you're going to, maybe use the hero in arena, or if you're just going to use them in clan boss, or wherever you're going to use them. You want to pick a 6-star mastery that's going to work with it. But to be honest, from what I've seen, Helm Smasher is good, War Master is good. I would say Helm Smasher would make more sense, but that's up to you. I will let you choose what you want to do. So that's the only differences you're really going to see over here. Most of the other stuff is not going to matter. You're just trying to do straight damage, okay? All right, get out of here. Now, I personally use Soulbon right now. Once again, she is not specifically built for a campaign farmer. She's built for my other stuff, but she has a skill on her A1 that attacks all enemies. Why does this make her better? Well, because you can set her AI to only use the A1. And then basically she will always hit all enemies and hopefully always kill everything. Now, my soul bond can kill everything on 12-3. It is possible. Sometimes she misses one enemy on the last wave. That's just because I don't have her max. All right. Now, for her, once again, I do have her in lifesteal, but that's because I'm using her for other things that she needs it. So her stats, her speed is 154. It is horrible. Let me be clear, this is a horrible speed. You should have it higher, but right now, for this, what we're doing, it works. She always goes first, except for when I put somebody who's faster than her in the team to level them up, in which case it sucks and it makes my campaign farms go a lot slower. So yes, you would want to get her speed up. I was just unlucky when I built her, and almost all of my gear didn't have speed. So that's what I'm looking for to make her better, and that's not even just for campaign farming, that's literally for everything in the game. 154 is a disgusting speed. I don't want anyone to sit here and be like, oh, why are you telling me to? Like, no, I'm not. I'm telling you that my soul bond sucks. All right, that's what I'm telling you. That's the point. She sucks, and she's still good. All right, so what do? You go in here. The first thing you're going to do is see what champions you got. Now, normally you're going to have a bunch of food here. You'll probably have a bunch of heroes that you summon that were crap from the mystery shards. This is probably the best way to do it. Now, I would go in. I just literally wasted all my heroes. So we're going to go into here. All right. And we're just going to summon some heroes. So literally, I just use my mystery shards as much as I possibly can and just get whatever we can here. All right. There we go. We'll do two pulls just so you can kind of see how this works. There we go. We didn't get any rares, of course. I did get a bunch before, but whatever. So we don't really need them. We're going to save these for tomorrow because we are going to upgrade. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go into whatever, not dungeons, into whatever campaign you're in. Now, if you are in the beginning of the game, here's what I would say. You're going to want to farm Durham Forest. In the beginning, you're just going to have Kale. All right, so just use Kale. If you don't have lifesteal, it doesn't matter. These are easy levels. So you go into Durham Forest and you farm here. Why? Because then you can get Spirit Host while you're farming your levels. All right. That's where you're going to farm. Also, where you're going to farm to level food is in these first three areas because there's a ton of quests that are going to pop up to get dumb gear that you're never going to use, and you're going to have to level it up and waste silver. I'm just letting you know it's stupid. It shouldn't be there, but it is. So you're going to have to do those quests. So I would bring food into here once you 3-star these, which you should pretty much 3-star these almost the first hour of playing the game. It's not like these are hard areas. So you 3-star all of them, and then you go back in and finish the quests. And while you're finishing the quests, level your main heroes up to 30, and then come in here while you're still continuing to farm and level up all of your food while you're trying to get these items. There's no point going in here with max heroes. You're just going to be wasting energy and not getting anything out of it. So there you go. Then you would start in 4 until you get Spirit Host. Then you would move into Deadlands once you get here. This is where you should be farming. Stage 3, all right, shields give you a lot of money, and this gives you the best bang for your buck. So for a while, I would just farm here. And not even because it's a good area to get drops, not because it's a good area to get silver or anything else. The only reason you're farming here is to get War Maiden, right? That's why you're going to farm here. Now, if it was me, which it is me, because I'm me, I farmed this stage until I had all my War Maidens. This is literally the only place I farmed for the first probably week or so. Oh, what is that? Look at that. For the first week or so of the game. And that's because I wanted to max skill my War Maiden. So this is where I leveled up and got all my food leveled. All right. That's the first thing. Do you have to do that? No. You don't have to. If you want to do something else, go ahead. However, once you are in stage 12, 12.3 is the best place to farm for gold and silver, sorry, silver and drops and stuff. Now, in here, you have a chance of getting Diabolist, who's also very good and is you're going to get her a lot. Let's put it that way. So I wouldn't rush to get her, but I mean, I would rush to get her once, but I wouldn't rush to farm her because you're going to be campaign farming there all the time and it's just going to happen. So you will just get as many of her as you need to max her skills. Now, when you are campaign farming, you farm whatever you can do. More than likely within the first week, I would say you'll probably be farming 12.3 on hard. If you have pushed really far and your kale is really strong, like you should be doing, and you've got him at, five, almost 6 star, I would say 6 star is probably your best bet. And you've gotten some accessories on him. You got the lifesteal with at least 4 days, because then you get the initial lifesteal set that you get from the logging in. All right. So 4 days is about right. And then you can pretty much start farming in Brimstone Path on Brutal if you've maxed them. If you haven't gotten that far and you're just trying to level, then you just level in whatever area you can. So either 9 or 12 on whatever difficulty you're able to do. If it's normal, then that sucks and it just happens to be normal. Keep leveling there until you can do hard. And then same thing for brutal. Keep leveling in hard 12.3 until you can get to brutal. Now, the way this works is battle. Now, if you're just going to use Kale, then it doesn't matter. All right. Literally just put him in here and you grab your food that we just got. Oh, we're going to get rid of all these guys. We don't want the vault in here. All right, you're just going to grab your food. 1, 2, 3, and you start. That's it. You just pick 3 of your crap heroes that you summoned, and you throw them in here, and you level them up. So the only thing I would say about campaign farming that's super important and something that a lot of people might mess up is you really shouldn't do this for an extended amount of energy if you don't have the active EXP bonus going. All right. Now you're going to see that Kale is a lot slower here. He's actually getting attacks off because, like I said, he's not built for this, and he's got an A1. I mean, he's going on an A, what is it, 2, that does all the damage. So there you go. 21 seconds for Kale to beat this. So he can be used, and like I said, this is what I did in the beginning. I did have him set up more like a campaign farmer, though. So he was pushing, I think, like 15, 16, 17 seconds. It isn't better. It's not much better, but it's close. But it'll get you through the beginning. That's really what matters, right? Now, stage selection, we're going to go back in, and now we're going to use my actual campaign farmer that I use right now. All right. Now, the problem here is that the reason is that she's an AoE hitter on A1. Problem is her A2 and A3, they all are single hits. So you want to go into this little box right next to your team setup, all right? And you're going to want to turn them all off. So all this crap is off. So she is never going to use them, all right? The only thing she's going to use is her AoE. Got it? So the bad thing to this is that every time you switch out your heroes, you're going to have to come into the screen and do what I just did. Not this part, but you're going to have to switch them out in this screen. All right. You can't just take them off here, see, because you're changing a team. So you can't do it here without messing up her AI. This is the downside to it. It is what it is. So now we're in 12.3 with her, and you're going to see the difference in how this works. So now you're going to just smack the guys in the face over and over again. And like I said, if the heroes you're bringing in here to level are faster, then she's not going to go first. And it'll make your run a little bit longer. So there you go. See, she's just weak enough where she doesn't kill that last one. That's usually how it goes. So somewhere between 7 and 10 seconds at this point. That doesn't seem like a lot versus Kale, but that's double the time. So if you spend an hour doing this, that means with Kale you would spend 2 hours doing this. So don't think that 10 seconds is, or 11 seconds actually, was not a lot. All right. My average time is about 7 seconds. Usually she'll kill him. Sometimes she won't. It is what it is. I can build her attack up. Because like I said, she's not built to be a campaign farmer right now. It's just who I use. But 7 seconds, 6 seconds is about your time that you're looking for on a campaign farmer in the long run. So people like Fellhound, that's a really good hero. I don't know if Abyssal's good for it, but he does have an A1 attack all enemies on his A1. So if you wanted to build him all attack, he could work too. Remember, this isn't like the highest end areas of the game. This is literally 12.3 and brutal. It's kind of a joke once you get past it. To be honest, even once you get to it, if you build Kale to 6 star, you probably are at brutal and it's not even hard anymore. You're just kind of beating everything. So don't think that you have to have, the most powerful, strong hero. Literally, you just need someone who has an A1 that does decent damage. That's it. And Soul Bonds isn't even that strong, and she still works. All right, she has very low multipliers on her A1 for some reason. It's kind of annoying because her A1 and A2 are insane. Like her what is it? Ignore defense attack is insanely good. So you do this. So now once these guys are done, let's we don't need to do this. So here we go. This is your EXP boost. All right, I have 5 hours left on it because I finished all my stuff. Now, if you don't have it, you're going to get half the experience and you're wasting your energy. So my opinion here is just don't waste any energy farming heroes and leveling unless you have the EXP boost. Now, in the first 3 weeks, I believe you get a ton of it. So you're going to probably have this active for at least the first month without actually worrying if you're doing all the quests and doing everything that you're supposed to do. You will have EXP boost going the entire time. So not as much of an issue. Once you get through the first month or two, you may have like a good solid 3 4 days or even a week where you don't have exp boost going. It's just the way it is. There are quests that you can get them from. See, when you claim them all for the week, you'll get one here. Monthly, I don't remember if there was one in here. Advanced, you get a 3 day every week from here. So you could pretty much be campaign farming almost all the time. And once you get a little further, if you have a time when you really just want to get it done, you can go in the shop and buy it. I've only done it once, see? And just know that if you're going to buy EXP because you're trying to do something, make sure it's for something that's a long time. Because honestly, getting the 3 day boost is probably better, seeing as it's what? You get two for, yeah, three for the price of two, essentially. So this is a better deal, but that's really up to you. But most times I only bought this because I only needed it for a day to get to the next EXP boost. And it was like a tournament or something that I was trying to get something in. I don't remember, but that's the only time I ever did it. I bought it once. So that's only in case of emergencies. In case of emergencies, break open glass. All right. Now, how I personally do this is I level on 12-3 until they're all 20. All right. Get these guys all to level 20. And then I will pull in 3 commons and level them to 10. So then what you do is you come in here and you upgrade them. You know what? Let's just do a quick run. We'll just do it real quick so you can see. It doesn't take that long. We're talking 7 seconds a run. I'm not in any hurry. Let's just finish it. And this is essentially how I do it. Now, in the beginning, you're going to get a bunch of Diabolists. You're going to get a bunch of the dog from doing this. If you're doing it for the extended periods of time, which you will be because you're trying to get a 6-star, and 6 stars don't take 5 seconds to finish. So we're just going to keep doing this. Now, figure you can get 3 3-stars for about 100 energy. It's like an average because that's enough to level up the 2-star, the 3 2-stars, and level up the uncommons. I mean, yeah, no, sorry, the commons. My bad. And you basically have to do 2 sets of commons to get these to 3-star. And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to get enough Diabolists to max their skills. All right. If you're like me and you're trying to level up all your campaign heroes with all their skills, you'll also do the same thing with the doggo. And then eventually you'll probably take the doggos or the Diabolists and put them into your faction guardians. So that way your demon spawn rare category will be done. And like I said, that's only if you're doing what I'm doing and doing mystery shards where you only use a lot of rares. So then it's actually helpful. If you're not doing that and you've got a bunch of epics, then obviously filling your faction guardians for rares isn't going to really help you as much. It could help you for specific heroes, so maybe just fill in the faction guardians for the specific heroes that you're using that are rares that are really good. That way you get that extra stat boost. But other than that, yeah, so you do all that. And then once all that's done, then doggos and diabolists are essentially free. Like that's it. You can use them as food after that. So essentially you can just level up your commons, your uncommons to 3-star, level them up to level 30, and then take whatever extras you have from the drops here and just feed it to them because you don't need them anymore. Now, if you are not trying to do all that and you're trying to do epics and legendaries and all that other stuff, and you don't give a crap about Diabolist or the dog, then from the get-go, you can literally just start feeding those 3-stars to your heroes to get them leveled up. There you go. And then we add a team, because like I said, you have to go into here, team setup, we get rid of these guys, and we go in here, and we do 1, 2, 3, and we do the same thing. Start. And yes, by the way, this gets boring. I personally wouldn't use auto battle for this unless you're doing 4 stars. That's the only way I would say that you be using auto battle. You can make it where it stops after they hit max level, so it'll stop on its own. Basically, you'll do that for a 4 star when you have a lot of energy and a lot of auto battles. But that's when you want to use it because that's the longest. That takes the longest is getting the heroes to level 4, into level 40. So that's the only part that sucks. After that, it's kind of easy breezy. Even 3 stars aren't that bad once you get a decent campaign farmer. There you go. See, they did it. She did it 7 seconds. So now we've got these guys, and we do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. We go back down here. 1, 2, 3. Close. Start. Now, if you don't have any heroes right now, let's say you're on empty. Best option is you can run dungeons to get some mystery shards. You can buy them from the shop if you have a lot of silver. I mean, I've bought tons of heroes from the shop, like the uncommons and the commons. I'll buy them sometimes for a few days and just keep buying them until I have a decent stock. And then if you are farming gear, you're probably getting a bunch of mystery shards anyway. So if you've been farming the dungeons, you're going to get them from that as drops in there. So that's an option if you're not trying to level heroes at the time. You can always go in there and get some also. But I buy mystery shards from the shop. I'll buy heroes from the shop. That's not an all the time thing. It's only when I'm gonna farm and I know I'm low on shards. If I have shards and I have like a 200 plus mystery shards, then no, I don't buy them at all. Obviously, that's just if you're low on shards. So you just go into the shop here, and I would literally buy these. See, I'll do it right now because that's how much I don't care and I want to do it. So I'll buy all these so I have extra ones to farm just in case. Now you are going to also get a 2 star. Ooh, get this. You are going to get a 2 star drop from there also included in your little event here. Let's see if they're here. Are there any here? Did I get any? I did not. So you will get a 2 star demon, and I use those for food also. Like I'll use them to either level these up or to use as another one to level to 3 star. So just so you know. So now we go into upgrade rank. This is where it gets annoying because I usually do a bunch at a time. So this is the first time I'm really doing it as one. You upgrade the commons to 2 star. Let me know when this gets fun. That's the thing. Like after a while, it's you're kind of numb to it. You're just like, okay, so I guess this is what we're doing now. What are we doing? This. Just make sure you don't upgrade somebody with a hero you're trying to level. That's the only advice I can give to you. Upgrade these. There you go. Do, do, do. There you go. Now you got all your 2 stars ready to go. And then you go up here, and now you can level these up with your uncommons that you just got to 2 star. And this is how I do it. Some people will have different ways of doing it. This is just the way that I personally do it. I'm not like giving you any crazy advice here. It's just simple. I mean, most of this is common sense, I would say, but not all of it is. Sometimes it's just weird. Like I know I had a lot of hard time getting heroes to use as food for a while in the beginning. Now it's not so much of a thing. All right, so now we've got our 3 stars. Say 1, 2, 3, and you literally will just do that over and over. When you run, now that you have 3 3 stars, if you keep going on these until you run out of mystery shards or heroes to level, and then you bring these guys in to try to replenish all your shards, and that'll get you more heroes to summon to start over again. Now, once you have a bunch of 3 stars in your vault, all right, you'll go in and you'll level these up to 30, and you'll do the same thing. So now you're going to level these up to 30, and then you're going to need what? 3, 6, 9. So you need 3 stars to get these 3 to 4 star. All right. Once you get these to 4 star, you start the whole process over again, and you keep going until you have more 4 stars. And then you'll level these up to level 40, and then eventually you'll start that whole process over again, and that's how you do it. I wish I could say there was an easy way to do it. It's tough. It takes time. That's the beginning. That's how you're going to level them in the beginning. Now, I take my level 40s once they're maxed. Like I'll max all my 40s. I'll max 5 level 40s. All right, and then I'll go over here to the reserve vault. I don't have them now because I just used them all, and I'll just throw them in here so they're not in my way. All right. Once that's done, then I just start because you want as much room in here as possible in the beginning. You're going to be kind of limited. Then I'll just start getting my heroes to 4 star. And as I get 4 4 stars, I'll pull one out, get them to 5 star, put them back in the vault, and then start all over again. That's kind of how I do it. Now, once you get to the point where you're actually using the Guardian Ring, you're going to go to the Sparring Pit, and you only need to unlock these. You don't need to actually level them right now. It's up to you if you want to use your gems for it. But I didn't unlock this for about 4 months. That's me. You can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what's up, what's right or wrong. Just know that once I did this, especially if you're not campaign farming in the beginning, this isn't as helpful if you're not really pushing on leveling because you're going to be doing a lot of quests and a lot of other things. So it just depends on where you're at and what you're trying to do. Once you do that, you only have to get 5 4 stars, level them up to about 12 or 15 in campaign real quick just to get those initial levels out of the way, and then you throw them in here at level 15 or so, 14 or 16 actually. That's the levels you get. I've leveled too many heroes. So either 14 or 16, you throw them in here. Within a week, basically they're level 40. So you already have the hard part out of the way. You don't have to waste energy leveling these heroes, and then you just level your 4 stars and you feed them to these guys when they pop out at level 40, and boom, you have a 6 star ready to go within a week. So that's how I now personally build my 6 stars that quickly. Usually I have an extra set in my vault, but I leveled 2 level 60s this week so far, and I'm actually going to be trying to go for a third because it's just worked out that way. Where these guys should hopefully be ready pretty quickly, and I'm going to only be campaign farming to get him. I'm getting Grush, so that's probably the fastest I've done it. But your average is about one a week, maybe two in a week because you got like 5 star chickens or some kind of reward that helps you speed up the process. Or you got a ton of EXP like we just did, which is how I got my 6 star from the fourth anniversary stuff. And I got the barrel, so I leveled up the hero from 60 to level 60 in literally 1 second. So it's kind of nice. But that is the best way to do it. Now, I would say that in the beginning, my best thing for me to do was I used almost all my potions. As you can see, I still do it. But I use all my potions to level up heroes when I have a lot of mystery shards. Like I'll take like this guy right here, and I will just do this one potion and then one, two, three. This is not recommended and if you don't have, what the hell? There we go, three, because it takes up four heroes and then one to upgrade. So this is not efficient. You're going to blow through your heroes very fast. This is only recommended to do this if you have a few heroes left and there's not any energy left and you just want to get it done. That's when I do that. And then sometimes I'll do a 2 star and I'll do like 4 potions and then throw in the last 4 heroes. But that's only when I have like two, three, 400 mystery shards and I'm trying to do something fast. Not going to work all the time. So don't do that all the time. Now I'm trying to save my potions again for Grush, so whatever I get will go to him, but at this point I'm almost empty anyway. See, so these are my heroes that are cooking right now. They're in there, though level 29. They're going to eventually go up and get to 40, and then everything is great. All right, and that is how I farm my heroes and get my guys to 6 stars. And that's how I have all these heroes right now. Now, in the beginning, it's going to suck, it's going to be slow. Don't beat yourself up over it. It's going to take you a lot longer. I mean, a lot longer in the beginning. To get your first set of 6 star heroes and level 60s is the longest you're going to wait. Now it's almost a joke to me. I feel like it's actually too fast because I do it all the time. I just don't stop leveling heroes. It's all I do anymore now. Like I don't even touch dungeons. I don't touch potion keeps. Like I just like leveling heroes and then showing them to you guys. So that's what I'm about. You can do whatever you want and make yourself happy. Okay. So basically get your campaign farmer. Let's look at a couple. I think there was a who was it? Okay, so barbarian. We have our girl who has the A1, right? Yeah, I'm trying to think who the ones are. I haven't gone through and looked at a lot. The one that somebody was talking about is Fellhound. There we go. I know you're probably watching it right now. Let's go down to Fellhound. Here we go. So he has attacks all enemies on an A1. So the same thing with this guy. If you're going to use him as a campaign farmer, you would shut this crap off and just let him do that over and over again until that might be his auto hit. I don't know how he works. Most of these heroes AIs suck, so they usually don't default to their A1. I don't know if he does, so don't quote me on it. But yeah, you would shut these off in the AI and use him. So it would be the same as Soul Bond. All right. You can use here Abyssal. Say he's got an A1 that attacks all enemies, so Abyssal could work. I'm not saying he does, so don't use him and and then get mad at me that he doesn't. He's a cute little guy. He's green and he's got a staff and look at this little face. Beans. He's like, this is Yoda's dad. He got mad and asked for alimony. Alimony is the wrong thing. I hope you all understand that that was the wrong thing. All right, so there we go. Um, Yeah, so anyone that has an A1, just shut the other crap off and let them kill things, all right? And you could build him because it's based on attack. Make sure it's based on attack. If it's not based on attack, make sure you build him correctly. If their A1 is built on defense or HP, just make sure you build that stat up as much as you can for whatever hero you build for this, okay? So don't think that there's only one campaign farmer. There's plenty out there, and I'm sure you'll find one. All right. So, with that all being said, what I'm going to say to you guys is this: feel free to leave comments. Tell everybody who you use as a campaign farmer. Show everybody, this isn't about me showing you the right way to do things. This is me about starting the conversation and getting you guys to kind of talk about it because you guys all, I mean, I don't know everything. I barely know much in this game. I'm like, and I'm using mystery shards only. So it's not like I'm going to have all the best heroes and the best answers. I'm going to have the worst answers to get you through the game that'll get you, as far as I can get you. So I'm just here to show you that you can get through it. That's all I'm here for. So leave your comments, talk to each other, you know, make sure everyone can understand who you use, what gets the best results. If you see something in the masteries that might help somebody, like don't think that this is the end all be all, okay? This is just what I do and how I play. I enjoy it. It's fun. All right. So this is Mobile Gamer Nerd. This is how we get our 6 stars. And you guys take care.